Hello everyone, welcome to the target series of RBWM. In target series, as you know, we are covering all the subjects of JAIIB, all the previous year questions, numericals, objective questions, everything. So follow the series till the end. Follow all the subjects. It is available freely on YT, YouTube. But subscribe to the channel for this. Okay, JAIIB CIB English medium. Very important channel. You get so many free elements over here. Now see this only. All the previous year questions are available freely over here. Why not? Subscribe to the channel, click on the bell icon. Today I'll be covering some previous year questions, important ones, which were asked in the exam and which can be asked again further future, right? So follow the video, watch the video till the end. Again, share it with your friends without fail. Subscribe and click on the bell icon. Let's start. Among the following, which of the following statements is or are not correct? Kindly note. Look at the question. Not correct. Always focus on the question. What is asked? Correct or not correct? True or false? Okay? That way you will save almost 5 to 6 marks in the exam. The relationship between the customer and the bank. When the bank lends money to the customer, see, bank lends money to the customer, is a borrower and a lender, and does a debtor and a creditor. Debtor and a creditor. So is this relationship about a debtor and a creditor? See here, it's not mentioned that bank is a creditor or customer is a creditor. It just said somebody is a debtor, somebody is a creditor. Which one is not correct? Okay. The relationship between the customer and the bank, when the customer deposits certain valuables, bonds, securities with the bank for safe custody, is that of bail or bailee, and does the customer and the trustee. The relationship between the customer and the bank, when the bank performs the services of remittances, collections of checks, bills on behalf of the customer, is that of principal and agent. And all of the above are correct. You want incorrect. Let's see one by one. What is the answer? Let me see. Firstly, this debtor creditor, okay, means bank. In this case, bank becomes what? Bank has given the money. Okay, bank has given, when the bank lends the money. So bank becomes the creditor. And customer becomes the, customer is the debtor. Right? In this case. So this is true. The relationship between the customer and the bank, when the customer deposits certain valuables. So that becomes what? Bail or bailee. That is also true. Okay, who is a bailer? Bailer is a customer. Customer is a bailer and bank is a bailee. Okay. Trust, it's the relationship of trust. Okay. The relationship between the customer and the bank, when the bank performs the services of remittances, means basically check collection and everything. When you send the checks of the customer for clearing, what are you doing actually? You are acting as an agent. Okay. Bank is the agent and this customer is the principal. Owner. Who is the owner of the funds? The owner of the funds is customer. You are just acting as an agent, isn't it? So the answer is true again over here. This is also true. This is also true. All are true. All of the above are correct. Okay. All of the above are correct. Among the below given, which of the following is or are correctly matched? See, earlier it was not correct. Now it is correctly matched. On the basis of organized model. Horizontally organized model, functionality is provided across all the products. In this model, customer information is centralized. So functionality is provided across all the models in horizontally organized model. Now you have to think of these 4 models: horizontally organized, vertically organized, predominantly horizontally organized, predominantly vertically organized, all these. Vertically organized model, individual process platform supports one product only. You want correctly matched. Predominantly horizontally, so we will call it PH, short form, PH, and this is PV. So PH, customer data integration is not available to certain extent for other products, PH, okay, and PV, a hybrid model that offers common information for most of the related products. So which one of these is correct? Which one of these is correct? Think. Here, you want correctly matched. You want correctly matched. So let's see. Say this. First one. Chalo. Let's see. These two are reversely matched. Means what? Horizontally organized, individual process platform supports one product only. So we'll mark this like this. So if I want horizontally organized, it is this. Individual process platform supports one product only. Vertically organized, functionality is provided across all the products. So this is false. This is false. PH, customer and data integration is not available to certain extent to other products. Certain means to some extent. In fact, it is majorly it's not available. So this is also false. To major extent, it is not available to major extent, okay, to other products. Got it? And PV, a hybrid model that offers common information for most of the related services. Most. Okay? See, it's like this. Logic is very simple. Horizontally organized, 0% data sharing between various products. Vertically organized, 100% data sharing between various products. PH, roughly, I'll give you rough figures, roughly 25 to 30% data sharing. PV, 75% data sharing. That is the way. See this. PH is majorly it's not available. Majorly it's not available. PV, majorly it's available. See this. That's why we have taken this as most of the products, it's related services, we have taken it. Okay? The suitability of a business model or approach of a bank depends upon. Now, model means the same model, just now what we saw, PH, PV, horizontal, vertical. So the suitability depends on what? Corporate strategy, business objective, business mix, and all of the above. So suitability of your business model means which business model is the most appropriate for your bank. Every bank will have a customized requirement. So which is the best model for your bank? That's important. So corporate strategy, business objective, business mix, and all of these. What do you mean by these words actually? Corporate strategy means what do your board of directors think? Okay, what do your board of directors think for the long term, to be frank? Business objective. Objective means, see, what is your primary objective? See, generally what happens, in all the banks, business objectives are roughly same. Your objective will be always to increase your CASA and increase the profitability, depending on your loans. So three things are there: increase the loans, increase the CASA, increase your profitability. That's it. Generally, they are same throughout the bank, but specifically bank to bank, what happens? Some banks CASA is huge, so now it wants to increase the loans. So that will be the prime objective. Okay. Similarly, now business mix. What do you mean by business mix? Business mix over here means what are the various products you can offer to the customers. Okay. Means what are the various products, what are the various loan, deposit as well as third party products plus others. So the answer to this question will be what? All of the above, right? The suitability will depend on all of the above, isn't it? Among the below mentioned statements, which of the following is incorrect statement? Incorrect. Always, as I tell you, focus on correct or incorrect. Okay? Profitability is correlated with the balance sheet. Profitability is correlated with the balance sheet. What do you mean by this? I'll explain you. Next. Only two large banks figure in the top 10 ranked in terms of profitability. Although as a group, smaller banks exhibit wider dispersion of profitability compared to large peers. Banks with profitability that greater than or equal to average have a relatively lower share of assets in corporate or wholesale banking. Okay? Corporate or wholesale banking, okay, segment vis-a-vis the rest. And all of the above are correct. So what do you think should be the correct answer in this? See, you want the incorrect one. Kindly note, you don't want the correct one. You want the incorrect one. Profitability is correlated with the balance sheet. That is true. Means what? What do you mean by this term? It means that suppose if I say, I am a small businessman. If I say my profit is 1 crore this year. So everyone will be happy. Small businessman, profit 1 crore, good one. Let's say I am Reliance, big shop. And I say my profit is 1 crore. What will they say? Everyone will say, what is this? Reliance profit 1 crore, not worth. So, depends on the balance sheet. Okay? Although profits are same for both, but then also. So, this is true. Only two large banks figure in the top 10 ranked. Okay, this we'll see later. Banks with profitability greater than or equal to average have a relatively lower share of assets in corporate or wholesale banking segment vis-a-vis the rest. Means those banks which have high profitability, okay, high profitability will have lower share in corporate banking vis-a-vis the rest. Means others, retail as well as treasury, trade finance. So they'll have lower share in corporate finance. You want the incorrect one. Kindly note, say this. Kindly note, everyone, that profitability profitability means relative term. Depending on your investment, what is your profit? See, it basically means what is your investment, what is your balance sheet size versus what is your profit. So profitability generally, if you want a high profitability, corporate banking will always have a higher profitability. Corporate banking vis-a-vis others. Why? Because the investment is very low over there. Okay? And the staff required is low. The expenses are low. Okay? So generally for high profitability, you need to go into the corporate banking. But there is a risk in corporate banking. Profitability is high, but there is a huge risk. The risk is NPAs. One NPA and your bank is gone. So that's why if you want this incorrect one, banks with high profitability will have a relatively lower share assets in corporate or wholesale banking. So this is false. They will have a higher share. Okay? They will have a higher share vis-a-vis others. Okay? So this one now. Only two large banks figure out in top 200. That's right. Means only two large banks of our country were figuring out in the top 10 banks in the world. So that's okay. This is not an exam question as such because these things keep on changing. Importantly was A, C and D. Okay? Which of the following can incorporate AI at a front office, middle office and back office? So who can incorporate AI at front, middle and back office? Cash deposit machine, AI based algorithms, big data applications and branch. Firstly, understand where is front, middle and back office. In cash deposit machine, is it there? What is cash deposit machine? Cash deposit machine is basically an ATM, isn't it? It's an ATM. So this ATM, this is basically an ATM where you are allowing this cash deposit also. AI based algorithms. So these are what? These are basically softwares. Big data application. These are also part of software only. The correct answer is branch. Branch has all the three offices, front, mid and back, right? Branches, banks, any organization where human beings are involved. It has all the three offices, front, middle and back. Returns are more in dash and the credit risk is more in dash. So returns are more in corporate banking, credit risk is more in retail banking. Returns are more in retail banking, credit risk is more in para banking. Returns are more in retail banking and credit risk is more in corporate banking. Returns are more in corporate banking and credit risk is more in corporate banking. Which one is correct over here? Firstly, retail and corporate, you understand what is para banking? Para banking means we call it ancillary services. Means what? What is ancillary services? Means the services which we give other than the core banking products. Saving, current, FD, loans. Other than these products, whatever services we give locker, we give mutual fund, we give insurance. These are all para banking, not the core product. Okay. So this becomes a part of para banking. So what is the real answer in this then? Returns are more in dash. Where are returns more? In retail banking or in corporate banking? First answer that. Let's forget the second part. Returns are more in which banking? Corporate or retail banking? Yeah. Returns are more in corporate banking. So now the answer can be either A or D. Risk is more in what? Credit risk is more in what? Retail or corporate? This you'll have to think. See, kindly note, risk is more in corporate banking. Why? I'll tell you. Suppose if I am having 1 CR, 1 crore, I have to give it as a loan. Okay? In retail banking, I'll distribute this money. Means what? I'll give it to, let's say, 100 persons. 1 lakh, 100 borrowers, 100 borrowers into 1 lakh, right? So that will be 1 crore, right? Now here in corporate, I'll give this to one borrower into 1 CR, right? Now you think, what is the chance of all the 100 borrowers getting NPA? What is the chance of 100 borrowers getting NPA at once? Today only, all the borrowers are NPA, all 100. What is the chance that all 100 will be NPA in one go? Very less, right? What is the chance that one borrower will become NPA in one go? Huge. So, NPA chance is huge over here. NPA chance. Huge over here, right? NPA chance is huge in corporate banking. That's why retail banking has lower risk. Corporate banking has higher risk. That's why the answer is corporate, both. Okay? Which of the following are correct? Which of the following are correct? Retail banking is a B2B approach, whereas corporate banking is a B2C approach. Now think over it. Retail banking is a B2B approach, whereas corporate banking is a B2C approach. Ticket size of retail banking is less. Number of customers is high in retail banking when compared to the corporate banking. So which of them is correct? Kindly note. So retail banking is a B2B approach. Is this correct? What is B2B? What is B2B? B2B means business. I'll write it in the short form. Business to business. What is B2C? Business to customer. customer. Okay. So B2B and B2C. Retail banking is what? Is it a B2B approach? Retail banking is B2C approach. So this is false. Ticket size of retail banking is less. That is true. Just now we gave that example. 1 crore, 1 lakh into 100. Retail banking less. The number of customers is high in retail banking when compared to that of the corporate banking. That is also true. For 1 crore, I am having 100 customers over here. And for 1 crore, I am having 1 customer over here. So number of customers will be high for retail. So the answer is what? 2 and 3. Correct? Among the below given, which of the following statement is correct in context of comparison to retail banking and wholesale banking? See, correct in context of comparison. You have to compare now. Risk is widespread in corporate banking. Returns are more in retail banking. The cost of deposits is relatively less in retail banking. The impact of NPA will be more pronounced in corporate banking. So what do you want? Correct. Two important words. Correct and comparison between retail and corporate banking. So risk is widespread in corporate banking means risk is huge in corporate banking. You want a correct one. Returns are more in retail banking. Returns are always more in corporate banking. Just now I told you. Again, because investment is less staff, less expenses. So this is false. The cost of deposits is relatively less in retail banking. Not possible. Retail banking, see, I'll tell you the problems of retail banking. Branch. Retail branch needs to be mainly, where is the retail branch? In the main location. Main location, right? Anywhere. You go anywhere in the city, any branch, you check this. It is always in the main location. Now, if you say main location, what is the rent of main location? Huge. Staff. You require huge staff, high staff. High staff, right? Staff is more in retail banking, right? So, salary expenses more. Then electricity, posh. This offices, huge, clean, posh, very heavy expenses are done on furnitures. So these all add up to the expenses. So the cost of deposit is relatively less in retail banking is false. The impact of NPA will be more pronounced in corporate banking. So now these two are a problem. Okay, these two you have to think over. So you want a correct one. Okay. So impact of NPA will be more pronounced in corporate banking and risk will be widespread in corporate banking. Impact of NPA will be more pronounced in corporate banking. Is it so? Suppose if there is an NPA, let's say I have an NPA of 7%. Example I am giving. 7% NPA means what? That 7% NPA will be divided or will have the impact on the whole bank. It won't be having it on the separate corporate banking. So it will be whole bank, right? And this is right. Risk is widespread in corporate banking, huge. See, corporate banking is a major source of risk. Kindly note this, is a major source of risk to the entire bank. Okay, so this will be true. Got it? This becomes true. Why? Because source of, who is the source? That's important. Who is the source? The source is corporate banking. Okay, got it? Clear? Now, before going, everyone, kindly note, join the Adda 24/7 batches ASAP. Okay, join them ASAP because just now they have started. They are in fact starting on new batch is starting on August 2nd. Okay, so join this batch ASAP. How to join? See, always download the app first of Adda 24/7. Download it first. After downloading, then only purchase the apps, the batches. Why? Because there you will get 1% extra by downloading the app. Okay. So, see, you can buy JAIIB Increment Mahapack. This is one of the best Mahapacks for you. Why? Because in this Mahapack, you get ebooks and physical books. You get 15 plus batches per subject. you get formula bank, you get AI assistant, okay, you get record sessions, video lectures and live video lectures, both. Plus there are many, I'm just telling you few 4 or 5 noteworthy ones which you can see. You can go through this, and right now you are getting double validity. You buy for 6 months, you get it for 12 months. You buy for 12 months, you get it for 24 months. Plus 81% discount, 1% through the app and 80% through this code. Never forget this code, Y432. Never forget the code, Y432. 80% plus 1% extra through the app. So 81% net, huge. Also you can join the new batch which is coming up. Just now I told you, no? New batch is coming up. Officers batch, okay? Go to JAIIB and CAIIB. Click on JAIIB November, see this. Officers batch, Hindi and English, both. Join this English batch. Ebooks, mock test, online live classes, recorded sessions, AI assistant, everything is there. Join it ASAP. The batch is freshly starting, so you won't lose even a single lecture. That's the beauty of it. Okay? So, this is the whole thing. Join this batch ASAP and join the Mahapack also. Mahapack is one of the best tools for you. In Mahapack, you'll be getting this batch also. Okay?